It's me, it's Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. One of the subscribers asked me to talk about crystals. So, for those of you who don't know, I love crystals. I'm always wearing crystals in the videos. I have crystals all over the apartment. I love crystals. So they wanted me to talk about the significance of them and basically show my collection. So I don't have my whole collection with me. I have like probably about 100 and some crystals because I used to always buy them to give as gifts. So it's one of my favorite presents to give someone because putting the right kind of crystal in your environment can drastically change the energy. So putting, like for instance, black obsidian can draw up negativity and repel people, even in some cases, who have that kind of vibration. So let me show you what I have today. First of all, crystals are really cool to just put on your mantelpiece and to put out and to help with the vibration in the house. That is true. But when you get the best benefit out of crystals for your human, for your person, for yourself, is when you wear them or hold them when you meditate or put them in your bra, when they're close to you, when you're using them. That's when you draw in their vibration from them. So my favorite way to do that, even though I do put them, as decoration in different places or on the altar, but my favorite way to do it is in jewelry. Because first of all, people really don't know what it is. So I love, having magic right in front of their face. Because most people who aren't into this, they have no idea what they're looking at. So like for instance, look at this ring I have on. This is a sodalite. And on the sides, it has moonstone. Now, somebody that looks at this might not know it's magical, but it's not a common kind of ring. So it's like, what's up with that? So this is something maybe you'd be able to tell. This looks like costume jewelry, but it's turquoise and black obsidian on some kind of a silver. And most people would just think it's costume jewelry, just beads. So I like that it's like the magic is hidden right in their face, right? Then I wear a lot of these. This is moldavite. Moldavite is interesting because it's green. You can't really tell it's green, but it's green. And it was created when a meteorite hit the earth. So it's not much of this. This will go extinct eventually. And they sell it only in little chips. You can only get little pieces of moldavite. You can't get a big wad of moldavite. And if you do, it's probably going to be very expensive. This is one of the more expensive crystals. Crystals range in price from like $1 and up. It depends on how rare it is. Something that's rare is going to be more expensive than something they have plentiful. You guys have seen this one a million times. I wear this one whenever I have to speak. This is sodalite. Interesting story about this that I've told many of you. I got this one on a street corner in Costa Rica. A homeless lady sits out there and she makes jewelry. And every time I go to San Jose, I look for her and buy something from her. When I saw this one, I kept staring at it. And I was like, I don't really need that. But I just kept staring at it. And I was like, I do speak a lot. And it will help me with my throat chakra. So that's why I got this one. This one helps you with speaking. And this one, the moldavite that I told you about earlier, this is like for your third eye. It helps with like visions and, spiritual work of that nature. Moonstone is great for nurturing and supporting. This is more sodalite to go along with that one. So more of the concept of the throat chakra. But I got it in a ring. All right, let me show you guys some other things I have over here. I have like so much stuff. This one is chrysocolla. And this one I just bought online somewhere. I saw it online and I just bought it. It's chrysocolla and is wrapped in gold wire. They can be wrapped in gold wire like these two are. They can be wrapped in silver. They can be wrapped in brass like this big one is. They can be wrapped in iron. Any kind of wire basically that people want to work with, they can wrap the jewelry in. So this one here is another favorite. This is rhodonite wrapped in gold wire. Rhodonite is to heal your heart. This one is for people who have some type of heart chakra, some kind of wounds on your heart, basically. That's what that one is for. But also, this one is for that too. This is rhodochrosite. Now, this one I just got on a little dinky string. I bought this one at a store in Costa Rica too, just because I didn't have any rhodochrosite. But I promised myself I would get it a nice chain one day because I like that one a lot. Again, heart chakra healing, which is really important, especially if you're trying to find love. You have to make sure you have a healthy heart chakra. Then there's this one. This one is for the heart chakra too, but it's also for abundance. This is green aventurine wrapped in gold wire, gold filled wire. So the ones in gold are the more expensive ones. The ones that aren't in gold are the ones that are cheaper. Like that one I showed you on that string. I think I paid like $6 for that one. And of course I love them in rings. This is one of my favorite rings. This is a tiger's eye in some type of silverish metal. And tiger's eye is supposed to be good for prosperity and protection. Now, most crystals are good for more than one thing. These are just the things I know of and I'm using them for. Pyrite is good for prosperity. Bought that one in a mall in Panama City, Panama. That tiger's eye I bought here in Costa Rica. I bought this one in Costa Rica too. This is a black obsidian. So as you can see, putting them in jewelry, sometimes it's more obvious than not what it is, you know? So I like that. This is a geode. These are really pretty. I love these. Geodes come like that, like a rock. And when you crack it open, it's these beautiful crystals inside. Beautiful natural crystals. This one is said to be a good protection stone. Speaking of protection stones, you guys have seen this one before. This is one of my favorite, made out of black obsidian. And the beads are too. So again, anybody that looks at it, they wouldn't even know it's crystal. They would just think it's some pretty beads, you know? So a lot of times you see me, I have one of these pieces. I bought this one from the homeless lady too in Costa Rica. Another style that she frequents and does. I always said I wanted to go to her and like buy all her stuff and then sell it online. I swear I want to do that one day. Just walk up to her and just buy everything and like, give me your stuff. I'm selling it online. That's black obsidian and that's a protection stone. This one is merlinite. Supposed to help you with divination. It's in like a gold filled wire cage. The stone is the merlinite inside. Ah, this is amethyst. Another big pendant. I had a big chain I used to be able to wear this on, but I don't have that big chain no more, so I haven't been wearing it. I still have the chain, I just broke it. I gotta get it fixed. So amethyst. Amethyst is really cool because amethyst is a protective stone. It's also good for Aquarius. January and February Aquarius. Amethyst is very helpful to us. And they said to me, amethyst will fade if you put it in the sunlight too long sometimes. All of them have different ways they have to be cared for. Some you can wash with salt, some you can't. Some you can leave in the sun, some you can't. Some you can't wash at all. They all have different things, so you have to know your crystal. You have to learn your crystal. So amethyst is cool for protection. It's cool because it has a really positive vibration of love too. Great vibration. The only problem with amethyst, seriously, is if you trying to have a drink, if you were to go to the bar with your friends, don't wear amethyst, because amethyst is a stone to help you stay sober. So sometimes the vibration will make it harder for you to be able to get drunk. So if you go into the bar or you going to hang, don't wear your amethyst. I learned that the hard way. And this is the last piece of jewelry that I have. It is a tiger's eye choker in like a brass wire. So it goes on the throat like that. So I had this one made. I was at a poetry reading, and the gentleman was in the back making jewelry, and he had all these tiger's eyes, and I was like, ooh. And I told him what I wanted, and he made it. So sometimes I wear that. I like that a lot. Now let me show you the loose stones. These are the last ones. These are ones that are not in jewelry that I just use on the altar or I use around the apartment or whatever the case is. This is calcite, clear calcite. I got this at somewhere in Philadelphia. I was at some kind of event and I bought it and I loved it. I love the shape of it. This is my favorite crystal. It's called rose quartz. It's my favorite. It's the vibration of love, especially self-love. So I always got a lot of this. This is my biggest one, but I have a lot more of that. I always have that. That is my favorite. This is also calcite that somebody brought me back from Africa. A good friend went to Africa and she brought back this one. It's a couple other pieces of this too, but this was the big piece that I like to use on the altar. Nice, nice piece. This one is clear quartz. I bought this one from the same lady that makes the jewelry in San Jose. I was like, give me that. How much is that? As soon as I saw it, I just had to have it. It's beautiful. I love it. This is selenite. Sometimes they come in towers. Selenite comes in a tower. Selenite is not supposed to get wet. Selenite doesn't need to be cleansed according to legend, and selenite amplifies all the other stones. So whatever property the stone has, selenite will amplify that property. This is another cool amethyst. Some of them come in points. And last but not least, my crystal bag. Oh, it's more than one. This is onyx, black onyx that I got here in Costa Rica. This is lapis. This is one the Egyptians frequented. It's for the third eye. I always put this on top of my tarot cards when I'm using them to keep them charged and ready to go. And this is the last one. It's another piece of tiger's eye. As you can see, I like the tiger's eye a lot. So those are the crystals. Now, how do you know which crystals to work with? Well, first of all, you have to know some things about crystals. So when we finish with this video, I'm going to leave a link to this book, The Crystal Bible. This dirty book, because I've had it for 1,000 years and used it a million times. It is filthy, but it still does the job. This book will tell you about every crystal that I just had in my hand and a whole lot more. Basically, you just figure out what you need the crystal for. So if you want to grab yourself one for protection, let's say you grab one of these. And this is the onyx, the black onyx. So you would then look it up in a book, see what properties it has and that kind of thing. You'll learn your crystal, how to cleanse it, what to do, what not to do to it, that kind of thing. And then you have your crystal. And usually for the loose ones, I've usually put these like around. I put them on the altar, but I also hold them while I meditate. So if I was meditating on, for instance, protection, protective energies, then I would use this one. If I was focusing on my third eye, I would hold and manipulate the lapis I mentioned before. So it just depends on what you're using them for. You can find a crystal for just about anything that you need it for, any kind of healing purpose, any kind of spiritual purpose. They have something. They have a crystal for it. They have a vibration for it. And that's how the crystals work. The crystals are just vibrations. You know, everything is vibration. So the particular vibration that it carries help you in certain situations. That's it. You know, is that's all it is. Everything is vibration, and certain vibrations are helpful to you and certain vibrations are harmful to you. So when you're dealing with crystals, you just need one that fits the vibration that you need. And you can wear them in jewelry or you can just carry them loose. You know, I used to, before I started buying the jewelry, I would just pop this baby in my bra. You know, wanted some protective energy, wanted some positive, prosperous energy, little extra boost that day. I just pop it in my bra. And then I was like, ooh, I can put them in jewelry. That'd be cute, you know? And I started seeing them everywhere. I mean, like, people sell these everywhere. I'm in Latin America right now, and I see them all the time. And I was in Philadelphia. I saw them all the time. I guess it depends on where you are, because I'm not sure if they would have them everywhere. But in a lot of places I frequented, I've had no trouble finding them. And no trouble finding them online. No trouble finding them, let me see. Crystals in general, you can buy on Amazon, you can buy on eBay. I mean, you can find them everywhere at this point. So I saw crystals in Whole Foods when I was in the city one time. So they're everywhere. So if you're interested in buying crystals, I would recommend you find a place like a local store if you have one and go look at them. It's often nice to just look at them and pick them based on the ones you're drawn to and then go home and research them. Or if you have a particular thing you want to work on, such as concentration or your abilities or abundance or something like that, you can just look up in the back of the crystal Bible and they'll tell you all the ones that help with abundance, all the ones that help with protection, all the ones that help with prosperity, all the ones that help with love, you know. So if you get the crystal Bible, you can just look up all the ones that may be beneficial to you and then go to the store and manipulate them. And if you don't have a store, you can Google it and you can find great places online. Of course, I'll put one in the link and you can buy whatever you want. So thank you guys. I feel kind of high off all this energy. I don't know if I should have put all these together at the same time. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know somebody else who's wondering a little bit about crystals, please pass this video on and tell them I said they're beautiful, they're magnificent. Check them out. If you would like to get a reading done, I'll leave my email. If you have a question, you can email it to me. And likewise, let me see, come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.